Hey, mighty peeps, it's Thursday tips time. And I don't know about you, but I don't like wasting time or money. And I've done plenty of both, personally and professionally over the years. Let's stop that on at least one front. Let's not get sucked into tech deals that we may not need. Let's talk deal or no deal. Is something a deal or not a deal? So, for those who are watching live, or even if you're watching on a replay, because I love you guys too, just, raise your hand or because we're on Facebook Live, hit reply and let me know if you're one of those people who also has unfortunately wasted time and money on your purchases in the past. I also want to make sure the mic is working, so drop me your favorite emoji, drop me a hey, a yes, a oops, that's me, almost awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. I got to show this because this is awesome. I've been waiting for talk about this for 2 days. Thank you. Give me a hell yeah. So we've all and I'm raising my hand here too. I have courses I haven't finished. I have courses I haven't started that are on my hard drive. I have apps that I was enamored with and then the love fizzled out. And or the tool wasn't nearly as easy to use as the sales page made it seem. Or, and here's a big one, the app never got the features built that they were promising. And there are certain people in the industry who sell things for marketing and software. Yeah, they all happen to be the dude bro marketing types. And they build their business around on getting a lot of people excited and using massive lists and ads. And they put together a tool and they sell it to you. And then they use the money that people have purchased to actually build out the tool. Now, I'm all for doing that when it's a course. It's a little bit different if it's a piece of software because sometimes that tool or app never gets the features that we thought it was going to get. I'm a little off track here, but there's a particularly big one that was launched in 2020 by folks who've done this type of thing in the past, and they probably have a lot of satisfied customers and some dissatisfied customers, maybe a lot more. But for example, one of the main features of this big new tool was going to be its email marketing software. It was built in with other features, except they weren't terribly careful about who they let in. And because they were kind of dude bro marketers, they got other dude bros and spammers who bought the tool and trashed their server basically and their sender reputation, which put off the ability of that feature to launch to all other legitimate businesses and marketers for more than a year as they're trying to rebuild their reputation. Things to be aware of. But look, so this came about because one of my mighty pals asked me about a particular hot tech sales. And I will share my screen in a second because I'm talking about Sumo Day from App Sumo. But the same thing applies to Amazon Prime Day and Black Friday and Cyber Monday and every other sale that hits your inbox. I want you to be smart and think about, is it going to be a deal or not a deal? What's going to make sense for you and your business? And what makes sense for me to purchase might not make sense for you to purchase. Because here's another moment of hard truth. There is no single one do-it-all tool. There are lots of all-in-one tools right now that are trying to promise that they're going to be the be-all and end-all. And they have a lot of cons to go with a lot of their pros. But also keep in mind that some of those all-in-one supposed magic tools, I'm thinking like, the Kajabis and stuff of the world, may not fit every business type online or every phase of business, every experience level, or every budget. You need the tools that are right for you for right now, and maybe those are also the tools that are going to be right for you later. I had a conversation with a potential new client this week, and she thanked me at the end, basically like, thank you for giving me the permission to use the tools I've got and to not worry about if this is going to be the right tool forever. Yes, yes, consider this your permission slip if that's the case. So I've done a workshop over the years about making tech choices because after spending lots of time digging into a lot of tools and reviewing a lot of tools, I thought it'd be better if I gave you all the experience and the questions to ask to figure out if a deal is a deal for you, if the tool is right for you. So Basically, that's called Great Tech Choices. That's what I rebranded it. It is an acronym and it does stand for something. And I have a workbook. If you're interested, put great in the comments and I will send you that workbook. I've also sold the workbook. I will send it to you for free if you want that and you don't have it. I'm also thinking that I should rerun the workshop as well. Because what this basically stands for is grow, responsive, easy, appropriate, and trusted. Things like, is this tool or course going to help your business grow right now? Is the tool responsive to your needs? Does it have good support? Is the support responsive to you? Is that tool easy to learn? It may be the greatest thing since sliced bread, but if you spend 6 months trying to learn the tool, well, that's not a deal. That's a waste of your time and a waste of your business when you could be making money with something else and something simpler. Is it appropriate? That's the part where is it appropriate for your business level, your audience, your skill level, and your budget? Which is why some things that I may love, I may be all in on video. You don't have to be, So don't buy the video tools if you're never gonna do video. Don't buy the massive SEO packages if you haven't got a message and you're not consistent about blogging in the first place. Just okay, some more hard truths there. So, that I want you to not get distracted by some of these shiny objects. And I know we've talked about this before, but it bears repeating, especially when these big, hot, seductive sales come along. So I want you to look for a few things. I want you to look to know what task or need does this course, tool, software fill in your business right now? What task, what thing is it going to help you do in the next 30 days and maybe the next 90 days? Because some tools you grow into and it makes sense to go ahead with. Was I maybe ready for Aweber when I first started off and I jumped from MailChimp, but I had no list and that seemed like, wow, that's a powerful tool. Well, no, I kind of grew into it and then I grew out of it. Was I completely ready when I moved everything over to ActiveCampaign? Closer, grew into that one more. I knew because I had a plan on how I was going to use it. Sometimes when the timing is much further out, it's not realistic to go ahead and to spend that money now. Spend the money when you're ready to make that particular leap. And the other permission slip that I've given several clients recently is it's okay if there's a particular tool you love, you're going to use it, and you're using it for the next 12 months, and you know deep down in your heart of heart that you're going to need to switch to something else in 12 months from now. And will it be a bit of a pain? Yes. But it may not make sense to move to that other tool now versus 12 months from now. So, what high value task is this thing going to help you with? For example, is there a tool or an app that you can buy that's going to help you now do something that you've been outsourcing and paying somebody else, potentially a lot more money, to do? Or does it make sense to keep outsourcing that task? Because if you bring that back on board, even though you got software, you could have been off helping clients. You could have been off teaching. You could have been making money. Will the tool help you to do something that is sucking up your time when you could be making money? This was one of those reasons why I bought a better calendar scheduling appointment tool, because we all know the time suck that is going back and forth with emails. So having a tool that is easy for your clients to use, that's intuitive, that looks good, that works for you, is something that's absolutely going to potentially be a game changer because you're getting time back. This is another great point from America. There is always something on sale when you're ready. Yes, and sometimes the tool that you may need may not go on sale, but that's okay because it's still a good value. Because you're going to get to this other point about here, which is, are you going to be able to make back your money with that tool? What's your plan for putting into action a course or putting into action a tool or piece of software so you earn back whatever it is that you just paid for that tool? A lot easier when it's a one-time or a lifetime deal on a tool, but it's absolutely possible on anything that you're paying for by the month. Think about it. I'm willing to pay by the month for my email, although yes, I get a better deal when I'm paying up annually. The same is true for Canva and other software subscriptions. You pay by the month, and it might be a little bit more than if you paid annually. But if you're doing it right in your business, then you should be able to sell even that one course, that one client, the one planner, the one downloadable, the one webinar that makes you back the cost of the tool that made it easier for you to put that thing out in the first place. So think about that. Now, the next question: who's behind the tool or the course? And what are other people saying about them? And this is where I get into my whole, if you ask me, because I'm not going to name names here on the internet for everybody, but if you ask me, there are certain tools and folks that, while I may go check them out, I'm not paying money and I'm staying away from them based on reputation and past experience. Do I trust the tool, of course? More importantly, what is my inner circle? What are the other online business owners that have businesses similar to mine, the businesses that are above mine, using? And who can I turn to for support? Yes, I want to know what the support is like, and is it responsive from that tool itself or that course creator? But are there other people in my community that I can easily turn to? So I'm all in on Active Campaign. Well, that's what people have been turning to. My clients have been turning to me now for the last 12 months. I became the person who's going to set up their Active Campaign accounts. Cool. I like that. Now, can I help you possibly set up other email marketing? Yes, absolutely. But I also know there's a lot of other people in my community that are using Active Campaign, and I know who to go and ask for. Why did I finally bite the bullet and drink the Kool-Aid on Amember as a software to be my shopping cart and affiliate management program? Because I knew there were tons of people in my community who were using it, who, when I have a question, I know where to go to ask them that. When you are looking at reviews, by all means, especially on AppSumo, there are tons of reviews. Read the reviews, and with a grain of salt. There's got a lot of people who are giving a lot of salsa and a lot of tacos. Tacos is the thing over on AppSumo, and they love them. But dig deeper, read the other ones, and then go read reviews someplace else. Now, here's another pro tip. Be really wary when you Google product name or software name and reviews. Because especially if it's something that's possibly being put out by TechStack, Slack, Social, AppSumo, JVZoo, ClickBank, Warrior Plus, a lot of the reviews you're going to get are going to be from affiliates. And they're not unbiased reviews. They're basically sales pages. So just be careful when you do go Googling for those reviews. It's even better if you can find any of that software that's been reviewed by something like Capterra or some other third-party, slightly more unbiased source. Now, look, here's also where we're going to have a little moment where we talk specifically, and I'm going to go, and hopefully we're going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen. Yes, don't show me these tips ago. And we're going to go over and show, yep, AppSumo. So there we are, AppSumo. So AppSumo. AppSumo, and right now the Sumo sale that's going on, AppSumo's whole purpose is about helping new startups get seen and get clients. Specifically, get enough clients that they have enough funding to continue developing their software and their apps and to make them more robust. Which is why you are going to see tons and tons of apps that you have never heard of before with names that are using every letter in the alphabet because they've run out of other names for other products. Okay, so they're all about the new thing, which is why you're not going to see a deal on AppSumo for Hootsuite or Agora Pulse or anybody else that's been in the market for 10 years, but you're probably going to see over time a half a dozen or more other social media management tools because somebody's trying to get in and get a little more piece of that market. And they may grow up to be bigger. There's several tools that, yes, over the years have gotten enough of a foundation from a startup place like AppSumo that they became a more robust tool. Missing Letter is one, Social Bee is one, but just understand, think about it. It's like, how long are some of those tools potentially going to last if they're going up against tools that are more established and have more funding? Okay, just know what you're getting into there. Many of the deals that are flying by literally on the screen here from AppSumo could be misses and not hits. Some of them are going to be hits for you, and it's kind of hard to tell at the beginning which one something's going to be. Just beware. You could be buying something that never develops all of the promised features, or it doesn't go beyond what it does now. And if you get a good lifetime deal and you pay $49 and what it does now fulfills those high value business tasks for you, and you make that $49 back, then that was a good deal for you, even if it never develops further. Also, beware. Look at the reviews. Look at the questions that are asked, not just the reviews, but the questions that are asked on each individual deal page in AppSumo for the specific features, especially if it is a piece of software that is slightly larger or well known. For example, I'm looking at you, BeLive. BeLive is another live streaming tool. You notice it's not the one I'm using for this, but I have an account. I've tried it before. I tried it for more than a year. And because of that, when they ran a deal to get even more people, and they went through AppSumo, they limited their deal. It had to only be new users, and that information was buried in the fine print. And tons of us, I know multiple friends, went and paid for the one-time lifetime deal on BeLive through AppSumo about a year and a half ago, and then couldn't redeem their deals. Why? Because they'd already been a BeLive customer, and that information was buried. And there had to be a lot of refunds that were issued, and there was a lot of pissed off marketers. So, if it is a deal that's being offered on a more established piece of software, folks, read the fine print. Okay? Also, check and see, is this a tool? This was something that was particularly caught my attention. Is this a tool in the AppSumo Day Sale particularly that was previously offered at one other point in time and you missed it? In which case, maybe then you want to check it back. You're like, okay, cool. Is this something that hasn't been offered for a while? Like, here's one of the established products AppSumo does. They do a deal on stock photos from Deposit Photos probably once a year, sometimes twice a year. Right now in the Sumo Day Sale is a stock photo company called 123RF. They've been around a long time. I have stock photos from them. Understand that they're a European-based company. A lot of their models, a lot of their photos have a more Eurocentric feel and flair to them. It's like, be really careful when you're looking at the photos for money. You're going to get a lot of euros, not dollar bills. But that's a legit company, and the deal they're offering in this AppSumo Sumo Day Sale is comparable to the Deposit Photos deal. So if you miss Deposit Photos and you need a deal on stock photos, then yes, that is potentially worth checking out. There were a couple of content tools that I was potentially going to check out. If they came back, cool. They're not in there. And in fact, AppSumo's kind of made it hard to figure out exactly what's on sale. So, well, there's one that's showing up now, OneStream. Eric and I had a conversation about OneStream and whether or not it made sense for either of us to potentially purchase. She'd used it for a summit. Live streaming to multiple platforms is a really great tool. There are several that do it. OneStream is one of the more established tools. If you're going to go full in on live streaming, having a tool that helps you do that and to put the cool little banners and things like that on there and share a screen and have visitors, absolutely a tool that's worth it. But it's got to be something that you're going to use a lot. If you're not on social media and you're not doing live videos, then why are you buying a live video streaming tool? Okay. So some of the other ones that are down here, you look for the ones, they're all going to say Sumo Day. Some of the deals are more better, special. Otherwise, it's like 10% off all these products. Well, it's implying that some of the products are in the Sumo Day sale and others are not. But the Sumo Day sale gets stuck on all kinds of other things. I'm like, wait, that wasn't part of the customer favorites and this one and this one. weren't part of the original page, so I guess they're part of the deal. But there's so many here. You're like, oh my God, what am I doing with all of these? That's where you want to stop and think about this, because there's always going to be another social media tool on AppSumo. There's always going to be another video creation tool. If you're not doing those two things, what do you need that tool? No. Does it fit your business and your audience and your market right now? If you're a small solopreneur, do you need a Salesforce tool? No, you don't. If you're small, solo, just starting off, do you need one of the complex SEO tools that they're featuring? No. You need content and you need offers, and you need to be consistent first. And the basics of SEO. Keep in mind, there's a lot of folks that you're figuring you're going to get one of these tools and it's going to be the magic tool that's going to help you solve SEO, blogging, copywriting, whatever. Folks, you got to have a message and an offer first. Don't go buying the AI copywriting software if you don't know what to input into it. You have to have your audience, your niche, your message, and your offer. Jarvis or any of the other AI copywriters aren't going to spit that out for you. They can help you. But if you've got those other things nailed down first, then a tool like that could potentially help. If you don't have a team to manage, then you don't need a workflow tool. And there's a ton of those in here. Keep in mind that AppSumo is also being aimed at other small startups, companies, not just solopreneurs. So there's going to be a ton of tools in there that don't make sense for us. Just say no. Deal or no deal? No deal. Don't add on more contact and lead generation tools and try to automate all of that if you haven't gotten to know and understand your email marketing software. Use that first. And I would be really, really beware of buying brand new, untested email marketing software through a deal like this or another marketplace type of site. When something's really new on the email front, that means their servers are very new and you're going to potentially have email deliverability issues, and that could suffer. And if you were just trying to start off and build a list, that's not good. Not a deal. So just say no. Yes, no deal. Howie Mandel says no deal. So if it's not something where you're going to make back the cost of the course, think about it. Or come up with a plan. What's your plan to make back the cost? Monthly or the one-time cost? The other one, and folks, this is where I'm guilty because I own more video making software than I will ever be able to use, and I really only go back and use like one or two main tools. I mean, good grief, folks. The same with some social media tools. How is the tool different than the thing that I already have? This is key if you have something similar already and you aren't using it. Why are you not using the thing you have? And if it's clunky and it was too hard to learn and it didn't talk or integrate with your other tools, well, then there's a good reason. And maybe you do want a different tool, or maybe you want to use the tool that you have. So, for example, there is one that's here on AppSumo, and now I'm going to have to see if I can find it. Maybe we'll just browse here, and we're going to go looking and see if we can go see like social. Is social media one of the categories? I'm really yeah, it is. 270 products in AppSumo on social media. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Like 80% of these are never going to make it. Let's just be honest. 80% of these tools, bless them. They're just no. Okay, here's one that's a potentially worthwhile lifetime deal, Crello. If you're not a Canva fan, who are you? If you're not a Canva fan and you're not using Adobe or Stencil, then Crello might be worth it. Crello is legit and it's been around for a little bit longer. This is a deal that's coming back, on AppSumo. It's potentially worth checking out. Oh my God, so many of these other ones. Promo Public has been in and off and has been here in AppSumo for a long time. I'm looking specifically, now there's two different tools on the Sumo Day sale that are all about how to create a link in bio if you're big on Instagram. You could also create a link in bio with a page on your own website, but I would compare the two, Linkjoy and the one that's not showing up on the page right now. Sleek Bio, there's two different tools, two very different prices, 49 and 99, 19. What are they doing? How are they similar? How are they different? Um, the one I'm looking for, and I know I've seen it and I can't find it. It's buried under here. So let's just use the search, Burke. Social B. Social B is, come on. I swear I saw it in the email. I saw it. It was going to be an AppSumo deal. Search on AppSumo. I swear it's part of the Sumo Day deals. It's a social media tool that helps with curation and specifically with resharing and rescheduling posts into the future. So in other words, you have a blog post, you wrote the blog post, and you want some variation of that blog post shared out every week for the next 6 months. That you want to have your lead magnet shared out every other week, free for 1 year. Thank you, Erica. So that one, sometimes free isn't a good deal either if it then turns out to be too much money after a year. You're like, damn it. Or you're like, I'm still never going to go off and use this thing. I have Social Bee, and I'm pretty sure I got it as a lifetime deal on AppSumo, but years ago. So this is a steadier tool. They keep building, they keep adding features. They're developing. They're stable right now, it would appear, and it can really help you with having that evergreen content, the curated content, having things sent out over time. That's a good point. Erica's saying the UI is clunky. It is a bit, and maybe that's one of the reasons why they're trying to get more people still in. It's free, and other people are paying for Meet Edgar, or they're paying for some of the other social resharing tools. So just know that for anything, and all of this goes to when you're looking at Amazon Prime as well. Who's behind it? Where did the tool come from? Who's sharing it? What are the reviews like? What are the other reviews like? Not on their site. Remove the stream. There we go. And are you going to use it? It's not a deal if you don't use the thing. If it saves you time and money, clearly, not just you think it's going to save you time and money, but it does save you time, money, and resources, it's a deal. If you are putting it to use in your business right away, right now, it's a deal. You could argue that as much as I may or may not like Social Bee, if I'm not using it consistently, which I'm not, then it wasn't a deal. Truth. If you can clearly say the way you're going to earn your money back on your purchase monthly or as a lifetime deal, then it's a deal. If it's a tool that you would have purchased and paid for monthly, and you can get it on a lifetime deal, and it has the features that you need in that lifetime deal, then it's a deal. And there's a question that I would have potentially for Erica. She bought Social Bee. Is she using Social Bee? Sorry, not Social Bee. You said you bought Be Live. Too many B's. Are you using it? How can you use it so that you make that a deal? Because if it sits and gathers digital dust, then it wasn't such a great deal. But do not beat yourself up. That's the thing I have to keep reminding myself. Don't punch myself over all the things that I've purchased in the past, all the courses, all the tools, all the apps. Just don't do it again. Create a new folder and send all the stuff and all the emails and all the promotions. Maybe there's a reason there's a promotions tab in Gmail after all. So be more aware at the next purchase. Is the tool going to help you grow now? Not 18 months from now, not 24 months from now, but 36 months from now. Is the tool going to be responsive? Is the tool easy to learn? And I mean easy to learn as in, can you go out and use that interface right now? Not when you need 90 more days of training to learn how to use it. Or if you can't pay for, somebody like me to borrow my brain and get it set up for you. Go back to, is it appropriate? Does it fit your business where you are now? And somebody who's brand new and just moving from having a side gig to it being a full-time online business, the tools that you may need aren't maybe going to be need the same tools that somebody like me who's been online for 10 years is going to need. And the tools that I'm using aren't the same tools that somebody like Nicole Dean and Kelly McCausey and people who've been online for 15 years and making six figures are going to be using. You know, is it trusted? Do you trust who else is using it? Is there support? Can you ask questions? Do you believe the reviews? Are they overhyped? You know, do you trust that the tool is going to be around long enough for you to put it in use and make back the cost and to continue saving time and money? Because that's the other side of the thing. You could buy something, you can make back the cost now, but if the tool goes away in 9 months and you have to replace it with something else, then that wasn't a deal either. So I'll tell you right now up front that deal or no deal, there's probably not anything that I've seen so far in App Sumo, in their Sumo Day sale that ends, tomorrow, that is going to get my money. I got enough tools to do all the stuff I need to do. I got courses that I haven't used that I need to put to use. I have tools that I could be using more of now. I don't see something that's filling a high value task that's going to save me more time, more money, or more resources than something that I already have. I also don't see, for example, any of the other tools that I thought about buying possibly on Black Friday last year. Have I truly missed it and missed out? There were a couple of tools with blogging and SEO and some copywriting tools. Has my life and my business been immeasurably harmed because I did not buy those tools 9 months ago? No. Truth. No. So be honest with yourself, be honest with your business, be honest with where you are right now. And if you pick up a deal, go put it to use. If you need help and you want to sort things out and you want to get your deals actually implemented, borrow my brain, drop me a link in the comments and let me know you want to do that and we'll get you set up. Go off, use what you've got, use what makes you go forward, whether that's new or not, and make great tech choices. See y'all next week.